In the Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter, the 46th shloka, here we see Sri Krishna's despondency, his confusion that even though he has come for war, after coming to war, he gets afraid seeing his own kith and kin, and more than that, seeing mighty warriors, and so he starts philosophizing in a wrong way. And he is being now telling that why should we fight our own people, and if we fight, then our family will be destroyed, traditions will be destroyed, there will be admixture of castes, etc. All this kind of argument he is giving. Now he says in the 46th shloka, Yadi mam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtra rane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. Yadi, if apratikaram, people who are not pratikara, not resisting, ashastram, those who are unarmed, mam, me, shastra panayah, having pani means hand, shastra means weapon. Me who has weapons in hand, dhartarashraha, and sons of Dhritarashtra, rane, in the battle, hanyuhu, should slay that my kshemataram bhavet. So what he is saying is, even if I were not having any arms, weapons in my hand, and if the sons of Dhritarashtra with weapons in their hand come and fight me and kill me, hanyuhu, if they kill me, and if I don't resist, if I just keep quiet, then it will be shemataram, it will be better for me. Instead of fighting the war with my relatives, it is better if I just keep quiet and they will come and kill me. I will have weapons in my hand, I will not have any weapons in my hand, and they will have weapons in their hand, and so I will be ashastram, I will be without weapons, and I will be apratikaram, I will be without any, resistance. I will not resist. So this shloka, if we go to the depth psychology of this shloka, this shows that whenever a person is weak, one of the philosophies of that person would be non-violence. Yeah. Mostly people take the cover of non-violence when they are weak. That is why Swamiji said that you have to understand what is covered is and what is strength. So an example I quote quite often is, a child comes and starts boxing with you. A child, say 5 years old child. Will you box in turn? No, you will not. You will enjoy it. Because you know that you are very strong. You are much stronger than the child. So that is why you will not do anything. So the child tries to play with you, or even sometimes the child may become angry and wants to actually give you some punches. But you are not going to react in that way, or even if you do, you will playfully, you will also do some punch, etc. But if say the dada, bhai comes and he says, ऐसा करो नहीं तो तुम्हें मार देंगे, or I know where your child is studying, or I know where your house is, all this kind of threatening, as in Godfather, the famous dialogue. What is the famous dialogue?
I don't recall.
Have you seen Godfather?
Yeah.
3 parts. So I will give you an offer which you cannot refuse. So that is the thing. So I will give you an offer which you cannot refuse. So if you don't do it, then I know where your child studies. So this is an offer you can't refuse. So like that, when somebody says, then you will immediately, yes, kya jhamela bhai, why should we get into unnecessary troubles? Let us finish it. So that is weakness. That is cowardice. So here again he says, it is better if I don't react and he will come and kill me. It is better. Shemataram. It is better for me. It's the best option for me to not fight the war. So this is cowardice. Somebody, you are going in the road and along some women are there and some people are teasing that woman, and you say, just keep silent and go. Don't react, because if you react, these people are all this gundas of this locality, so they will come and beat you. So they will not leave you. So that is what. So don't react. Be quiet. Just go.
So would you say, is it cowardice or wisdom?
It's not wisdom.
But the lady is physically weaker and those men are going to overpower her. So is it wise to keep quiet or is it cowardice?
Good question. Is it wise to keep quiet or is it cowardice? Do you know what is the I have been in many workshops where you teach self-defense. So people who are self-defense experts, even police people, you know what they teach when somebody comes to assault a woman? Tell me, what is that teaching? You should shout first. On the top of your voice, you should shout. And you will not believe, almost all incidents are stopped there itself. So very few incidents they happen. But if you shout on the top of your voice that what are you doing, etc., and then you have things like pepper spray and all that, then that will be removed. In India, pepper spray is not sold. In Kolkata, even today, there is only one person distributor of pepper spray. In Kolkata. Can you imagine? Because people don't want to, people don't buy it, that's all. People are first of all not aware. Even if they are aware, they don't keep it. So that is not the way out. And it is because of this that men who are into such things, they get more encouragement. They say, "Arey ladki to hai. She is just a woman. She will not do anything." But if you resist, then they will. So the rule is, as long as you see evil, you should resist. Resist not evil. That is the highest philosophy, which Swamiji also says in Inspired Talks. He says, resist not evil. But that you can do only when you don't see any evil. Only when you don't see any evil, it will come automatically. You see a snake, if a snake comes near you, will you be calm? No. So I will be calm. The snake comes near, I will be, hello, how are you? Okay, good morning. That poor fellow is coming. So, okay, now you go. Yeah. I am not wanting to be poisoned by you, so you please go. That fellow also will go. We have an understanding, you see. So the snake, many times it has come and said hello and went away. Nothing happened. So that kind of thing. Because there is no problem. A scorpion comes, you will be like, maybe for cockroach also you will run, right? You don't like. So that's what. So cockroach will, cockroach, like that you will run. So that's what. So that is when you don't see any difference, when you don't see any evil, only then you can practice this resist not evil. I will not resist. When you don't see a person who has committed 7 murders, you see that person till you know that this person has committed 7 murders, okay. That person is speaking in perfect English, etc. Have you met any person like that? I have met one person. In Presidency Jail, there is a person who committed 7 murders. I don't know whether he is now there or not. But somehow he did not get capital punishment. He was given life imprisonment. And he speaks wonderful English. From there he was doing his MA or something. And then PhD, etc. So you will not know. But when you know, then people are afraid. Because 7 means another one, kuch farak nahi padta. So you will be afraid. So only when you don't see evil, you should not resist. Till you see evil, you should resist. Otherwise, it will be hypocrisy. So till you see evil, you should resist. That is the thing. So till you see that this is wrong, you should react. React means you should resist. You should respond to that. But here what is Arjuna doing? He's saying, nay, it is so bad. I'm going to kill my own people. So even if they are bad, it is okay. Let them come and kill me. That is foolishness. That is cowardice. Then Sanjaya says, till now Sanjaya was doing what? He is doing what? Is this incident happening now?
It's a flashback.
It's a flashback. It is not happening now. Though Sanjaya got the power to tell things as they were happening, like Doordarshan live telecast, but on the first day he went to Dhritarashtra and said, should I tell it? Then he said, not necessary. Because Bhishma is there, you don't need to tell me. And so on the day when Bhishma was put down on the bed of arrows, Sanjaya went to the courtroom and said, Dhritarashtra and some others were sitting. He said, you see, Bhishma has been laid down on a bed of arrows. Then he said, what happened? And that is why Bhagavad Gita starts with Dhritarashtra Uvacha. So that is why it starts with Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Because till then he was very confident. Bhishma is there, he will take care. And then he asked Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta Yusavaha, Mamakaha, my people, Pandavas Shaiva, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. What did Pandavas do such a great thing, or what blunder did Kauravas commit that this has happened? So now this is whole Bhagavad Gita is a flashback. Even after Bhagavad Gita, all these days of war will be recounted by Sanjaya. Everything is a flashback. Then he will start his live telecast. But now he says, Eva Muktva Arjunaha Sankhye Rathopastha Upavishat Visrijya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasaha. So Arjuna Eva Muktva, saying thus, Sankhye in the battle, Sasharam with arrows, Chapam. Chapam means that bow. Arjuna's bow is called Gandiva. Visrijya. So the Sasharam bow means bow and arrows. Bow with arrows. He just put it away, cast it away. Shoka Samvigna Manasaha. With a mind which is Samvigna means immersed in Shoka. Manasa means mind. And Samvigna means immersed in sorrow. What is the sorrow? I am going to kill my own people. Did not Arjuna know this? He knew it. Suddenly what has happened to him? So Ratha Upaste Upavishad. And on the seat, Rathopaste means on the seat of the chariot. Ratha, chariot. Upaste means on the seat of the chariot. Upavishad, he sat down. So he was standing like that. Usually warriors, there is a seat. There is a seat for the charioteer and there is a seat for the person who is there. But warriors will stand because that unless they stand, they cannot fight the war. But he was standing, and after saying all this, he put his weapons away, bow and arrow, and he just sat there. कि अभी कुछ नहीं करेंगे. When you go to a government office and something wrong happens, see there is a counter, and then people are not behaving, or they are not behaving as the person in the counter wants them to behave, then they will say, electricity bill नहीं लेंगे, जाओ, कट जाएगा आपका. So they will not take electricity bill. You know this electricity bill, there is a small thing about electricity bill. A person went to pay an electricity bill, and then so the counter fellow clerk was saying, give me the money. Then he was giving like this. As soon as he was going to take the money, he took it back. So the counter fellow was saying, what are you doing? Give money. So he gave money again. Then as soon as he was about to catch that money, he took it back. He did it 3 or 4 times. Then the counter clerk got upset. Plare, give money. Then he said, do you give electricity regularly? You disconnect it. So I am also doing the same thing here. बिजली तो नहीं देते हो ना, बीच में कट कर लेते हो. So here also he will say, I will not do anything, कुछ नहीं होगा. iti Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamo Adhyaya. So there ends the first chapter called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, means sorrow of Arjuna.
We heard that Govindam Ham na yotse Tyutva Rathopaste Upavisha.
No, that is not the original shloka.
Rathopaste Upavisha. रथ से उतर कर नीचे बैठ गया.
ना रथोपस्थ मतलब नहीं रथोपस्थ मतलब on the chariot, seat of the chariot. उपस्था means seat, उपस्थ मतलब seat. और वो एवं मुक्त्वा अर्जुन नहीं, वो नहीं, गोविंद करके नहीं है. Maybe some commentator might have used that word. But Shankaracharya did not comment on this chapter. But this chapter has to be, unfortunately, because Shankaracharya did not comment on this chapter, many people who follow Shankaracharya's commentary also don't give importance to this chapter. But as I told you earlier, this chapter has to be read in depth. First chapter. Because most people are in the stage of this first chapter of Arjuna. So this, unless you understand the psychology of the first chapter, it is very difficult to get benefited from the rest of the Bhagavad Gita. So you see, Bhagavad Gita starts with what kind of words of Bhagavan Sri Krishna? Sweet words. He starts scolding Arjuna. The very first shloka, that is the second shloka of the second chapter, where Sri Bhagavan Uvacha or Bhagavan Sri Krishna is supposed to have said those words, is a scolding. So इससे क्या समझ में आता है? If somebody is in a despondent state, scolding is the only thing which will help. Which Swamiji did. Swamiji says that India has come to a state of tamasic state, inertia. People don't want to work. You go, even now, you go across India, people don't want to work. We have great brains, but we don't want to exert, we don't want to work. So the second chapter starts. Now, so this first you have to understand, another importance of this first chapter is religion or spirituality or any progress will not come without suffering. Suffering is the cause of man's quest for peace. If there were no suffering, man would not want peace. So, because of suffering, so first you have to understand that there is suffering. If someone says, as you were saying yesterday, so you should understand that there is suffering. And you should understand means what? You should be aware of suffering. And then you can move on to getting rid of all suffering. So if you say that there is no suffering, it is not possible. Everyone is suffering. Only thing is, as Sri Ramakrishna's example, there are fishes. Some fishes are so small, they can't be caught in the net. Some are so big, they can't be caught in the net. But some fishes are caught in the net and the net is in the mud. So they think we are happy. But the next morning, fishermen will come and pull the net and they will go. So there is Baddha Jiva, bound beings. The second chapter, Dvitiya Adhyaya, Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya said, Tam tatha kripaya vishtam, ashru purna kulekshanam, vishidantam idam vakyam, uvacha madhusudanaha. Madhusudana means one who has killed the asura called Madhu. Tatha, thus, kripaya, with pity, avishtam, overwhelmed. So, Krishna, Sri Krishna, was overwhelmed by kripa, pity. Ashru purna kulekshanam. And no, the Arjuna was overwhelmed by pity. Arjuna was overwhelmed by pity. Kripaya Vishtam. So Arjuna thought that I am having great kripa towards this opposite party, that is the followers of Dhritarashtra, Kauravas, etc. And Ashru Purna Kulekshanam. And his eyes were dimmed or full, akula. Akula means till the boundary. His eyes were Ashru Purna, filled with Ashru, tears, Ikshanam, eyes. So his eyes were completely filled with tears. Whose eyes? Arjuna's eyes. And Vishidantam, he was in sorrow. Tam, to him, that is to Arjuna, idam vakyam uvacha. This Sri Krishna told these things, means Madhusudana told with these things. Overwhelmed with pity, that means what? Here Arjuna is not speaking, but Arjuna was controlled by the feeling of, what is the feeling which was controlling Arjuna? Fear. Though here it appears as though he was having pity, but actually it is fear. In reality, fear was controlling Arjuna. So to that person who was full of tears and aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. We were, oh great mistake we were about to do. We were about to do a great blunder, like that he has realized. So that, and with full of tears, he has set away his Gandivam, etc. That person, to that person, Sri Krishna, Madhusudana said, what did he say? Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So that is the thing. So whenever you want to wake up a person from sleep, what do? You call that person. Then you touch that person. And still that person is not waking.
Pour a bucket of cold water.
पता नहीं कितने लोगों को किया. So okay, you opt some measures which are drastic measures. मम्मी ने बुलाया ऐसा कभी? हैं? पानी डाल के? हाँ ऐसे बर्फ डाल के. बाप रे, आपकी मम्मी नहीं आई आज. तो वही बर्फ डाल के. So that kind of thing. So you extreme measures, yes.
Why is Arjuna full of pity?
Because of fear.
How those things are
Pity.
connected?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I told you, that when a person is weak, one of the first signs of weakness is that you feign or you act like you are non-violent.
What we जो अभी तक ये उन्होंने कहा कि ये was due to संभ्रमावस्था.
हाँ,
संभ्रमावस्था is because relatives are there. Arjuna, he was Purushottama, equally well learned. Apart from that, tatra tatra पितॄन् पितामहान् आचार्यान् भर्तॄन् पुत्रपौत्रान् सखीन् श्वशुरान्, सभी रिलेटिव्स थे, उनके साथ लड़ना ये उसको पसंद नहीं था. There was a संभ्रम.
Naturally, you see, this Bhagavad Gita has been commented upon by many commentators, all who were Acharya Purushas, like Madhusudana Saraswati. There is something called Neelakanthi. All people who were all, in themselves, they were all realized souls. So they say, first of all, see the logic. Did he not know before going to the war that these people will come for war?
Sure.
They knew. He knew. In fact, he says that Pandavas will be only 5 people. Karna also says that Pandavas will be only 5. Either Karna will be there or I will be there. So he is telling that. In fact, he is telling, and since childhood, since his youth, he has fought Kauravas.
He is preparing for the final.
He has fought Kauravas. And he knows that this Matula, this Shoshura, everybody will be there for fighting. So suddenly, how did he know? So that is what all commentators say, that the main cause is fear.
Yeah.
Actually fear. Why fear? Because of his lack of intelligence. You see, in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, Sri Krishna was on whose side? He was on the side of Pandavas. His entire army, his Yadukula, all dynasty was on the side of the Kauravas. But he himself was on the side of Pandavas. But Arjuna does not remember that. In fact, even after the war is over, Mahabharata war is over, on the 18th day, Sri Krishna, usually what happens, the charioteer will get into the this thing, and then give a hand for the person who is the owner of the chariot to get in. First the charioteer has to get down or get up and then take the hand. So similarly, when they get down, first they get down. Charioteer will, just like driver, first he will get down and open the door. So he will give the hand. So on the last day, Krishna says, Arjuna, you get down. So when Arjuna asking Arjuna to get down, Arjuna feels, I am the he forgets that it is Lord himself. He feels, hum kyun utrenge bhai? I am the owner of the chariot. So you get down. So 3 times Krishna says, and then he says, Arjuna, I am telling you, get down. So he gets afraid. He actually gets afraid and he gets down. The moment he gets down, then Sri Krishna gets down, the whole chariot is exploded into powders. Why? Because all the Astra Shastras, the effect of Astra Shastras over the war, 18 days, was being prevented by Sri Krishna. The moment he got down, they all acted and it went to powder. So then Arjuna realizes, oh, even before that, first day itself he has seen Vishwarupa Darshana. But he did not get this knowledge that God is with him. So this confusion is there, that he is on the side of Dharma, that God is with him, and he is afraid. You see, one thing to talk that I will kill my brother Karna, or I will fight all my relatives, but to see them in front of you, that is when he got afraid. So not because he did not want to fight his relatives. Since childhood he is doing, because there are so many small wars before Mahabharata war. Mahabharata war is the biggest war. Before that there have been so many small wars where he has fought his cousins. All the time he is doing that. He has fought Kripacharya, already has fought. So, but he got afraid. And so, when a person gets afraid, we shake that person, or when a person is in sleep, that we shake that person. So, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, he says, Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam anarya justam aswargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Now you just put yourself in the place of Krishna. Sri Krishna is seeing them from childhood, growing from childhood, and Sri Krishna is seeing them, and suddenly he sees that Arjuna is very much wanting to fight the war, kill Karna, etc. Suddenly he sees what has happened. He has become suddenly so weak, and he doesn't, as you told, Arjuna is a great warrior, but he suddenly has become weak and he doesn't want to fight the war. Then Krishna, who is the guide, actually Krishna is the director of the whole Mahabharata, or the war at least. So he feels what happened suddenly. So then he says, Kutastva kashmalamidam. From where did this come? Vishame samupastitam. O Arjuna, Vishame, in such a crisis, Kutaha, from where? Idam, this anarya justam, which is a un-arya-like. What is the meaning of the word arya? Arya means one who has to be worshipped or who has to be regarded. Arha, one who is worthy of respect, that person is called Arya. Or one who is born out of prayer, that person is called Arya. So Arya, Swamiji defines this also, that one who is born out of prayer. So those days people were born out of prayer. Now they are born out of different reasons. But earlier days, when there was a marriage, people used to pray that I need a son or a daughter, etc. And as an answer to that prayer, they used to get children. So this anarya justam, which is not fitting, unworthy for an arya, aswargyam, and which will not lead you to heaven. That means what? Which will not lead you to a good birth. Heaven, we have gone to Mars. There is heaven and hell, everything is here. So, which will not lead you to a good birth. Akirtikaram, and which is disgraceful, which will lead you to ill fame, infame, akirti, bad reputation or bad fame. Kashmalam, dejection, that kind of dejection. Tva samupastitam kutah, from where did this come to you? This dejection, you are supposed to be Arjuna, you are supposed to be a great warrior. Suddenly what happened to you? From where did this come? That is what Arjuna is being asked. So, Arjuna attitude of weakness, Krishna is immediately seeing that this is actually weakness. Arjuna is saying that you see, ahobata mahat papam. See, we were about to kartum vyavasita vayam. We were about to do a great sin. Krishna is not saying that it is a sin you are doing. Krishna is saying this is weakness. That is, fighting war is not a sin. That means here he immediately understood that this is actually in the guise of religion or in the guise of spirituality. You are trying to do something which is weak. You are not, suppose there is a soldier in our, say, border, Indian border, and suddenly that person sees somebody coming and says, no, ahimsa paramo dharma. So that you should have told before you become a soldier. Or when you get that salary, then you should have told that ahimsa paramo dharma hai, I will not take the salary, please relieve me of the duties. That you did not do. You are taking all that, you are saying that I will kill, and then going there you say ahimsa paramo dharma. So swadharma means this, what you have accepted to do, you should do. That is swadharma. If a teacher is a teacher has accepted that I will teach, so that person has to teach. Nobody is asking you to do something which you don't like. What you have yourself accepted. When you are applying for a job, there is a job profile. And in the interview also you are told that this is what you have to do, you are supposed to do. Then suddenly why is that you are not able to perform? Underperformance. So the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is underperformance of Arjuna. So he is not able to perform. Why? Because of confusion. Because of confusion. Confusion which is born out of fear. So this is what he asks. And then the second shloka, these two shlokas should be read together. The second shloka, Sri Krishna again. So first itself is a scolding. Second shloka he scolds again. As I told you earlier many times, that Arjuna has many names. And in every shloka of Bhagavad Gita, the name by which he is addressed is very important. So in this shloka he says, Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, Klaibyam masma gamah partha na etat tvayi upapadyate shudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishta parantapa. So he says partha. So why does he use the word partha? Wherever Arjuna is showing weakness, wherever Sri Krishna or Sanjaya wants to hint that Arjuna is becoming weak, there this word is used to address Arjuna. Partha means son of Pritha. Pritha is who? Kunti, daughter of Prithu. Prithu, daughter of Prithu, Pritha, Kunti. Kunti's son. So that means you are the son of a woman. That's the idea. So commentators comment on this like that. So why this Partha is used here? And wherever he wants to say, in the same shloka, he is being addressed by two names. One is Partha, another one is Parantapa. So he says Partha, Klaibyam masma gama. Masma gama, don't have or don't possess. What? Klaibyam. What is Klaibyam? Klaibyam means, it's a scolding actually, it's a bad name. Arjuna is being told. Means unmanliness. Klaibyam means kleva, means neuter. So you are becoming like a neuter. Eunuch. That's what. It's a scolding. So you are becoming like a, now of course it is accepted to be a what? It is accepted to be a gender now. Male, female and transgender. But earlier it was a scolding. Oh, you are like this. In Hindi there are words for that. So you are a eunuch. You are a neuter. You are a unmanly person. You don't possess manliness. Now what is this manliness? Swamiji, Sister Christine, in her reminiscences of Swamiji, she writes that Swami Vivekananda wanted every man to have manliness and also every woman to have the same quality of which there is no name. To a woman you cannot say be manly. It looks very odd and it doesn't suit. But Swamiji wanted every man and woman to be Manly. That means man to be manly and woman also to have same quality for which there is no word. So what is that? Purushartha. Paurusha. Paurusha means what? Paurusha means one who has got Purushartha. Means one who is having endeavor. One who has some effort. Puts some exertion. That is Purushartha. So Purushartha, there are two definitions of Purushartha. One is the four Purusharthas or four aims of life. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. That is different. That are the ultimate goals of life. Four goals of life. But another Purushartha means a person who exerts endeavor, puts some effort, parishrama, self-effort. So that quality. And manliness also means to fight for your ideal. Not to be like puffed rice put in water. Crispy. So Sri Ramakrishna gives an example that people when they go to village fair, they buy cows. So they will just keep their hand on the tail, and then the cow jumps, means the cow has got vigor. It is a good cow. So that is the thing. So Sri Ramakrishna used to pinch people and find out whether this is there.
Cow lie down?
And that means it has got no life. So Sri Ramakrishna tells this in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So that is the idea. So this person should be like that. A person should stand for one's ideals, should be truthful. That's what should be manly. That's what Sri Swamiji in his letters he says again and again. Men are wanted. We want men. He says with few hundred men I can change the entire world. But where are men? Money will come, but where are men? So we need men. So that manliness. See, klaibyam masma gama etat tvai na upapadyate. This etat tvai for you na upapadyate. It doesn't suit you. It doesn't become of you. Why? Because parantapa. Parantapa means param-tapa. Paran means enemies. Tapa means one who burns. So one who burns one's enemies. Parantapa. Shudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishta. This shudram, petty, hridaya daurbalyam, weak-heartedness. Tyaktva uttishta. Giving up, get up. So you should get up, giving up this weak-heartedness. So you see, religion or spirituality or life is not for people who are weak-hearted. It's not for people who are weak-hearted. It is for people with strong hearts. That's why in Taittiriya Upanishad it is told, Ashishto, Dridishto, Balishtaha. A person, Ashishto, means one who is spiritually blessed, means one who is spiritually great, one who has got Ashi, blessings, Ashishtaha. Then Dridishtaha, one who is resolute, one who has got a firm determination. Dridishtaha. And Balishtaha, one who is strong, one who is physically also strong. It's not for weak people. So even our pilgrimages, you see, they are designed like that. Our pilgrimages, some Devi is sitting on top of some hill. Who can go there? Only a person who has got determination and strong body. Otherwise you cannot go. So there is a significance behind these pilgrim spots, places of pilgrimage. So that is what. So Sri Krishna starts his Bhagavad Gita by scolding. And he says, get up. So unless you give up faint-heartedness, this also means that unless you give up weak-heartedness, you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not for people who are weak. It is for the strong. So Sri Ramakrishna gives another example. He says, you see, there are different types of medicines. So that there is one medicine which is not for everybody. It is for the strong people. And then there is this fever mixture which everybody can take. And it is for ordinary people. Because now that strong medicine not everyone can digest. Everyone can understand. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.